A couple of teams, or one, I should say, the New York Islanders push themselves right to the brink of clinching a playoff spot. They are up to 90 points now on the season. One more point pretty much clinches it. A win for them in either of their final 2 games, and they are in. The Washington Capitals also doing themselves a solid. They pick up a win over the weekend. They now sit at 87 points, tied with the Red Wings and the Flyers, but they hold the tiebreaker over the Red Wings as well. Capitals and Islanders both giving a solid push. Do you think those are the 2 teams here who will get the job done?
I don't know. Honestly, I wish I could answer. Like, it's been so upside down, massive, overtime game for the Red Wings. And could you imagine the theater, though, if we have the Caps, Red Wings, and Penguins all lose, setting up a Flyers, Caps win and you're in game? I mean, that would be pretty epic. That's certainly something that I'd be looking forward to, but there's a lot that needs to happen to get to that point. If you were to tell me right now, gun to your head, pick a team that makes it happen, my pick would be, of those 4 teams, the Caps. The math is not necessarily in their favor, but there's just been something about that team. And with 2 games remaining, I know what their schedule looks like. I just feel like that's a team that, when you look at the way they've played in the second half of this season, they have the most mojo to me right now. And I know, saying that, you've got the Red Wings that has the Montreal Canadiens, who have been eliminated from playoffs, sitting right there. I don't know, like, the Red Wings have just teetered on the edge, it feels like, of disaster for weeks now.
Yeah, and again, our joke for a while was, as soon as one team wins 8 of their next 10, and this goes back 6 weeks now, it's like they're probably getting in, and that's exactly what the Islanders have kind of done. 7-2-1 in their last 10. The Penguins have points in 9 of their last 10, but their margin for error was just so slim, and it still is. Like, if they win out, it still might not be enough. And they have 2 really, really tough matchups here to close things out, with the Nashville Predators and the New York Islanders both being teams with something to play for. Yourself and Jason Gregor broke down a lot of this on the DFO Rundown this morning, and Gregor's going to join us in a few minutes to talk a little bit of Edmonton Oilers. But Frank, there's also a really weird scenario where we could go like 6 tiebreakers deep between the Flyers and Capitals.
Yeah, I mean, don't let your eyes glaze over in us talking about that. But yeah, I mean, that's the potentiality for something like that to happen, 6 layers deep on the tie breaking. And it also kind of makes you wonder, from a Flyers perspective, had they just won one single of those 8 games that they lost in a row, we're probably telling a different story today. So that's still a major indictment on their season. Just one of those games, and they'd be fine. And by the way, as we talk standings, didn't want anyone to lose sight of the NHL draft lottery, which is coming up in about 3 weeks' time. 32, 31, 30, and 29 are all locked in, but there's still lots of ping pong balls available this week. So pretty big for the Macklin Celebrini sweepstakes, the Hobie Baker winner over the weekend at the Frozen Four. And yeah, San Jose Sharks have clinched the best odds to land Macklin Celebrini. So there's a lot happening.
What's up, hockey fans? If you enjoyed that video, then you need to be hitting the subscribe button right here at Daily Faceoff. Exclusive interviews and analysis from our hockey insider Frank Saravalli, fantasy updates from Brock Sagan, and a daily live show at noon Eastern, Monday through Friday. You don't want to miss any of the fantastic content, so hit that subscribe button.